G'day, my chums. Welcome to A Chopper Is Born. It's my birthday. The kit's arrived. Yes, from glorious Arizona to glorious Hertfordshire. This is going to be my home for the next 6 months while I build my own helicopter. And I get to drive a forklift truck. It's fantastic. Am I going to miss the doors? I'm going to be building a kit helicopter. Pete, mate?
Yeah.
You've got to go to Oshkosh.
I think this guy knows how to build a helicopter.
This is the assembly area.
It's almost idiot-proof.
Let's go fly.
This little lot is going home to Mummy. It is, apparently, part number E10-2000, which is the airframe. It may look like a rocking chair, but clearly this is a very important part of my helicopter. Yes, I am building a Rotoway 162F. It is a two-seater, 115-mile-an-hour helicopter. The first job, it says here, when you get it all, the first thing each builder should do upon receipt of their exact 162F is to conduct a complete physical inventory of all the parts shipped, just to make sure they haven't left anything on the boat. Air filter. There's something I recognise. Radiator cap. Sump trap. Wipes. Amazing. Engine crate. Lovely bit of kit. I know what you lot are like. You're desperate for me to tell you exactly how many parts there are to this kit helicopter. Well, suffice to say, on the paperwork so far, I have identified 1,300 individual types of component. So, my guess is it's probably something like about 10,000 bits. But I ain't counting them. This looks delicate. Oh my word, look at that. Now. This is the main shaft, and the blades will attach up here, the main rotor blades. And all this gubbins, look at this. Woo! All this gubbins will control pitch of the blades and stuff that I've got to learn about how a helicopter works. But it's beautifully machined kit, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. It'll be a while before this bit goes in my helicopter, and to be frank, I'm getting a little bit bored of this. But I've got about another 600 component parts to unpack. This is probably the best kit that I've ever worked on in terms of information. You get two huge builder's manuals, Volume 1 and Volume 2, that will take you through section by section what you need to do. First job for me is the airframe and landing gear. That's all Section 2. They also provide you with great diagrams and plans. This is actually quite a simple job, which is good because it kind of builds your confidence. And all the kit's over here. Right. The basic assembly for this are two skids, which are these bits down here, two landing gears. This one is the front one, which is split in the middle, and this one is the rear landing gear. So my first measurement, 15 3/4 inches from the end, and we can start assembling. next job, now that I've got my little sleigh sorted out, is to level it up so it's perfectly level in all directions, and that's really critical. So I've just got a simple straight edge bit of wood that's absolutely perfect, and right behind the landing gear shoe there. My favourite bit of kit, the inclinometer, is on, and rather than going by the bubble, this is a precise science building a chopper. Now that means this side is, that's got to come up like that. So I need some bits of wood. Sorted. There are, in the airframe, a number of bushings which have had their initial holes drilled out because they were tubing when they were welded in here, but they need to be enlarged. So a little bit of drilling to be done. This is very, very hard stuff to drill through because it's chrome moly 4130 steel. Oil. Oh dear. Too much smoke. Too hot. I should have been pushing harder. What's happened is I've completely knackered this drill now, but worse than that, I've also knackered this bushing because the heat generated has now tempered this, and it is as hard as anything. And this will not cut through it, and neither will a brand new drill. So I've got to sort out this hole with some oxyacetylene, heat it up, let it cool down, normalise it, we can drill it again, which we'll do later on. There's only one place for this drill. The bin. Now, I'll drill the ones at the back then. Rolex. There we go, that was easier, wasn't it? I think I've got the wrong size drill. You know, I was very disappointed about the fact that I'd messed up this bushing, but there's a good side to this because I now get to play with oxyacetylene. Oh, yes! Thanks very much, Dave. You can go now. Thanks, Dave. Go. Anyway, that's sorted, and I'm ready for a bit of drilling when that's cooled down.
This is the airframe, and with the structural members that we have included here, it's designed to be very strong in the passenger area. The steel that we use is 4130 chrome moly. It is aircraft quality and very strong for its weight. The first thing we do is cutting it to size. We cut them off with a chop saw here. After we've cut the material, we need to form any bends. This is a hydraulic ram that is set up with a stop for the proper angle. After we have bent the parts, they are trimmed for proper fit on the airframe jig. And each piece is cut specifically for a minimum gap so we can get a good weld. The purpose for the jig is so that all of the airframes are built the same, so that the dimensions and tolerances are going to give us the strongest frame possible.